Hi, I'm Joanne Weiler, and I've been posting this month actually just to get everybody off to a really good start for 2025. I don't know, it just feels like this is going to be a great year ahead. And so in January, early January, I posted a blog about how do you kind of think about those three R's, reflect on what really worked for you last year, a little bit on your strengths and when you actually really felt good, and how you can actually apply those this year and maybe even, amp it up a little bit. And then how to reimagine. So, often we get stuck in kind of a narrow focus of, I don't know, kind of limiting our lives and our relationships. So the idea is, how can you really broaden the scope of that by kind of thinking outside of the box and take a chance to really dream boldly. And then you'll find out about the refocusing your attention so that you actually really set some measurable goals towards what you want to feel and things that you are designing for the year. I think often, like I find myself too, just in my job and working with clients and couples and individuals and couples and groups, and I'm kind of helping everybody else kind of imagine their amazing lives ahead, the year ahead, and how they can kind of tweak things so that more of their strengths are showing up. And I realized that, I've got to do that for myself as well. So I am excited to be doing a little bit more publicly and to get these blogs going again. And so the first one, again, it was called New Year, New Chapter, Setting Intentional Goals for 2025. Just feels like a really good year this year. And then my next blog was actually, let me just look it up. My next blog was actually just on a recap here, was the value of authenticity. I'm actually modeling that right now. So yeah, and there's a beautiful photo on the blog of somebody surfing. And the value of authenticity was inspired, really, having seen the new Bob, a movie that called The Complete Unknown. And he just Bob Dylan just really pushed himself to really outside the margins of what other people saw him as being as in terms of a folk singer, into the broader scope of actually taking his music into a band format with rock and roll. And he trusted himself. And I think sometimes it comes down to that. I found the movie really inspiring to kind of push past and really believe in yourself. So what does it mean to be truly authentic? Was something that I reflected on, because it's not really about like bearing your soul to everybody, but it's actually really about thinking who you really are inwardly and making that congruent with how you're coming across outwardly. So oftentimes we're changing that depending on context, but the fire for us is really, I shouldn't use that metaphor fire these days, as the LA fires have been just devastating. But anyway, the fire inside you, that spark inside you, comes from finding that true passion and then applying that passion to your career, to people that you're working with, and to your relationship. The more we sort of focus on developing more of who we really are, the more you actually will have power in your life and really, kind of find that zone no matter what the pushback is from others around you. So being authentic is really finding that. And in that way, you deepen your relationships. You'll find yourself inspiring others, and you'll boost your own mental health, feeling good about yourself, that you're actually really living congruently and expansively. So, so the second, submission that I had was the what I called value of authenticity and living your truth in a world of facades. And so, because we often kind of living what everybody else wants us to do. And then the third one was based on, finding intimacy and in your relationship. And I used the, the metaphor of the planets lining up this past weekend, and four major planets, in case you hadn't notice that we're lined up actually across the globe, and this doesn't happen all the time. And oftentimes intimacy doesn't happen all the time either. It's kind of how can we actually be a bit more in alignment with our partnership to achieve kind of a deeper relationship, and one that has a little bit of sensuality and soulfulness in the ways that we want to. So that blog actually looks at what is involved in getting there, and so it's, you know, setting an intention with your partner and actually with yourself, and then creating that opportunity, you know, for you to be very specific. I'm hoping that people who read the blog had a really great date on Saturday night, either with their partner or with themselves. And yeah, so those are my 3 blogs so far, and I hope they're giving you a bit of a launch for this year. And if you've been reading them and you're on my community already, thanks for being there, and thanks for all the comments and the emails that I've been getting regarding those. And it motivates me to keep writing. And I hope to see you at the next blog. And if you haven't checked those out, please do. It's Joanne Weiler, and you can reach me at info@joanneweiler.com. So JoanneWeiler.com. Thanks. Have a great 2025.